This Week 11 NFL Picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WinBet. WinBet is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same game parlays to live in-game odds, WinBet has what you need to win. Sign up today, bet $100 and get a $100 free bet at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. We're also brought to you by the SGPN World Cup free roll, $250 cash and a $250 gift card to the winner. Enter today exclusively on the SGPN app.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
One of those guys who will get penetration.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking that money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer? Dong.
Hey, Sean.
How's it going? A couple behind the scenes thing to get.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about the National Football League.
Is the dong? Is it an insult or a compliment? People want to know.
I'm
mainly me.
I'm taking it as a positive.
Okay.
It's not an insult at all. Also, it's just a great way for me to crowbar more Chris Collinsworth dong sound effects.
He's slowly turning into Madden. It's great.
To me, also, I rarely. Again, the show.
And by the way, apologies to the chat for interrupting your group conversation. Sorry, the show had to start.
The chat was a little late. I was at a stand-up show, ran a little late. Apologies.
The chat is fire.
But
there's a lot of scrolling involved to get through it.
When I when I was reading the pre-roll, I also was reading the chat, and it just said, the first thing just said Derrick Henry 100 yards, and I almost broke up laughing at it. I like the play. If you listen to the Thursday night prop show, I'm with you. I mean, we'll get to it. But yeah, it was just super funny stuff. Ryan, how many times have you seen me play sound effects when we're not on the air and I crack myself up? I don't know what it is. Dong. I could listen to that. It's funny every time I hear it.
There's a couple that you've done like audibly, like analog sound drops where you're just in the office. Dong is definitely one of them.
Oh, it's just great. So again, you crave dog, but the dong is just it's just so great.
And the best part is like we could do a contest. Like what is Chris Collinsworth talking about?
Well, and we did get some requests for this, and we really should dust off Bytes bracket, Ryan. That was a huge hit where we had all the sound drops go head to head in a bracket. People voted. We explained the backstory to the sound drops. We need to run that back again because it was a lot of fun.
Feels like
listeners liked it.
If we wanted to put a you could even a little quick videos, little.
But if I mean, how long would it take you to guess that Chris Collinsworth was describing Jaylen Warren picking up a blitz in pass pro? Hey, we would never get to it.
I went through the entire game looking for a field goal hitting I looked for a doink.
Yeah.
Silly me. I didn't realize it was a dong.
Ryan goes to me, when is the field goal? I go, field goal. No, it's blitz pickup. Let's go.
Crane dong. We could use it for the dawn of Bill's Mafia.
Dong. I mean, hey, WinBet. You know what the deal is. That's right. Bet big, win bigger with WinBet. All you got to do is go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. Bet $100. Get a $100 free bet. Who doesn't want a $100 free bet? You can use it on crazy stuff too. I think I used it on like a plus 600 NFL money line. It didn't hit, but that didn't deter me from going to another WinBet state. Ryan, we're gonna We're going to set up a cross-country trip this summer and just go from Arizona to Colorado to Indiana to Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia, claiming all of our free WinBet bets. And the WinBet Win Hour every Thursday, 5 to 6 East. Reduced juice, better odds. Who doesn't want that? Of course you do. Bet big, win bigger with WinBet. Offered subject to change, terms and conditions at winbet.com. Must be 21 or older. Present in the state where playthrough WinBet is available. If you're someone you know has a given problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Sean, the chat's asking me what week it is, and I immediately was like, "Shit, did I fuck up the week?" And it's week 11, right?
Yes. Did I say? Whew. Did I say 10?
Oh, I don't know. So maybe what I think we're good. The title I think is 11. I don't know.
We're good.
It all blends together. College football week 12, NFL week 11. They really need to align on that.
Lasers are ready. Let's go.
Anything we need to get to before we start picking NFL games?
No. Okay. We are here to pick NFL games for the National Football League. I'll
what are you cutting a promo?
Yeah. Ryan is still
what?
Ryan, we just talk about where we're at. We are above 500 in the Circa Millions contest, which is always nice there.
I get the weekly text from Cousin Mush where he's like, "Hey, we're still above 5. We're only a few games back. Just got to go get hot. 3-2 every week it feels like, but that's just not not enough."
Yeah, we're a couple over 500, just staying warm, and I feel like that's how I've done this NFL season. Start off really nice week 1, kind of just a little below 500, and past couple of weeks winning weeks overall. But I'm warm. I need to get hot. I'm feeling. It's like you touch the doorknob with the back of your hand. That's where I'm at right now with my picks. I need that heat, and I think this is the week, Ryan.
All right. I mean, the winds are starting to cook up. The Santa Ana wind, so hopefully we don't spark too much because it could start a forest fire around here. Sean,
Chad is alive and well. Colby is my dad 420 saying, Kramer, please take me out of this college basketball shit box with some locks, please.
Last college basketball, gross. All right, Thursday night, the Titans, the 7-2 ATS Tennessee Titans. Yes. Sean. They head to Green Bay where the Packers -3, -175 on the money line. Titans +150. 41 is the total. Feels a lot like we could talk about this Titans team as a scrappy dog. They are 100%. I mean, that is the role they fill. They are catching a small amount of points here. This is what Vrabel does. They've covered 7 straight, which at some point you want to. Much like the Falcons, who started out with 6 in a row this season and then
haven't covered since.
They got cold.
They pushed, but haven't covered since.
You would expect Tennessee to at least the market to catch up. It does feel like a buy the dip time for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Aaron Rodgers 9-4 on Thursday night football, straight up 9-3 and 1 ATS.
Rodgers is good prime time. 38-24 and 2 ATS prime time. 15 and 4 ATS in the LaFleur era. However, matchup wise, this is not good for Green Bay in a number of ways. I mean, Green Bay 30th in rush DVOA, going up against a team with the original big dog himself, Derrick Henry. Tennessee, meanwhile, number 1 in rush DVOA. And I think they're going to be able to slow down Aaron Jones. They're going to be able to slow down AJ Dillon. And I know they have some issues with their pass defense, but here's what I like kind of fading the Packers here. I like fading the Packers here. To me, this was the ultimate
non-conference road spot,
road dog though. And this
short week.
This Tennessee team travels, Ryan.
Wind.
I think you look at Mike Vrabel as a dog, 20-7 ATS as a dog of 3 points or more. I mean, Mike Vrabel continues to get the best out of this team. I think this is a letdown spot for the Packers team. Aaron Rodgers unloaded the tank against his nemesis Mike McCarthy. They got an insane game out of Christian Watson. Now, as a guy who had Packers money line looking to fade the Cowboys, I was like, This is beautiful. We're down 14 points. We come back. We get to overtime. We missed the 4th down to end regulation. What they needed to do to win that game and cover was spectacular. I think this is a massive letdown spot.
Going to be below freezing, so that's always fun. I think it's right. I think there's a piece of my contrarian brain that says that, maybe the Titans are the spot here. They do get the juice out of the fruit, but no, I do believe that there's something did happen a little bit more than just football. I believe in some of the Aaron Rodgers BS, I guess, and I'm willing to buy the dip here. I think this is a great price to get this Packers team.
I also don't like this money line, because I could see this game being 17-16. I could see this game being 24-23. I could, if there is any game on this slate where you tell me a 3-point spread is actually going to come in play, I think it might be this Thursday night game.
60% of the bets on Tennessee, yet 71% of the money on the Packers. I mean, this line did move, so that does make sense. The one thing I will point out, because I know a lot of people are saying Tennessee really good against the run, going to be able to shut down what the Packers want to do. The Packers are second in adjusted line yards on offense. So this is not a, hey, people are leaving that part out. Strength versus strength a little bit, and we saw Aaron Rodgers get off a little bit in the passing game at the end of the game versus Dallas. So
you have to know when to come.
Some of that is confidence.
He got off.
He did. He got off, and some of that is confidence. I mean, what did Aaron Rodgers need? Right, Randall Cobb is still around. He still got Mercedes Lewis, Robert Tonyan, but he needed an explosive new young Jordy Nelson to crop up. And here comes Christian Watson. Sometimes it's more than what happened on the field. It's the chemistry carrying for. I love the Packers.
Chemistry. You want to talk about chemistry? Dude, you see the relationship Mike Vrabel has with his players. He's ready to cut his dick off for this team.
Completely agree.
And I think Thursday night, the short week, favors coaches. And I don't think LaFleur is better than Mike Vrabel. Shout out to Wellsmock in the Twitch chat saying, "Give me the knowledge to get my ass out of the suffering middle class this weekend." We're changing lives over here, Ron. I'm on Tennessee +3.
Tennessee also with a conference battle against the Bengals next week. Not calling it a look ahead, just bringing it up to everyone's attention. Give me the home team. Full disclosure, Sean has been whooping my ass on Thursday.
Really?
Neither one of us has been great, but you've, I believe, done better than I have. So actually, I take that back. As I look back, we have the exact same record.
All right.
Just last week, you beat me. Carolina coming off that Thursday night game. We're heading over to 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. There, Carolina, the Panthers are heading to Baltimore, where Baltimore's laying a big number. It's up to 13, -800 on the money line. Panthers +550. 41.5 is the total. It's not PJ Walker. Baker Mayfield's in. What's this? Rumblings in the locker room that Sam Darnold is the quarterback everyone desires. What a great week 11. This week we're gonna have a great episode of the NFL, the league, because holy shit. I thought we were done. We even talked about it. This might be the last time we get to take X, Y, and Z as a favorite. I thought I was done betting against Baker Mayfield. I thought I was done betting against Sam Darnold.
Cam Newton came back randomly for those 5 games, and it was just a glorious audio fit.
Was on some of those weird lists that Justin Fields is making his way on to, one of 5 guys to throw for a 50-yard passing touchdown and rushing touchdown.
You had an affinity for Cam Newton early on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love that big, strong athletes that look good coming off the bus. Come on. All right. So the handicap for this game for me is pretty simple. Harbaugh off the bye, not Andy Reid off the bye, but pretty solid. But more importantly, remove that as a handicap too, because they're both off long rest. This is purely a Carolina team that really struggled against the Cincinnati running game. Baltimore coming off the bye, Greg Roman rested. They're gonna hit this defense 6 ways from Sunday. This is gonna be a fucking slaughter. This is like peak Ravens, score 42, something like that, and the Panthers maybe get to 21 late with some garbage.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that you could talk yourself into is double-digit dogs have been good historically. Double-digit underdogs of 4 points or more have been hitting at 65%. So I would be inclined to lean there. But
if you shorten the data, the frame on the big favorite or big dogs, however you want to look at it, it's actually been more favorites over the last couple seasons.
It's probably balancing itself out. But this
The Bills
season,
are single-handedly balancing it out.
this season, dogs over 4 points have been 65%. That being said, I'm not going to bet on Baker Mayfield, and the Ravens are actually an outlier, 8-2 when laying double digits with Lamar Jackson. You also have Harbaugh coming off the bye, a good coach like John Harbaugh.
It's just that also a team, they're going to beat you up. And what's the area they've kind of been ramping up? It's the pass rush.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about a fantasy defense I kind of prioritized this week where they were available. I think this defense is going to eat.
Well,
I think
and especially they traded for Roquan Smith.
Baker looked bad, dude.
He looked horrible. They traded for Roquan Smith. You got to see a splash of him before the bye week. I mean, they looked really, that version of the Ravens team we saw Monday night, I think was like, this is where that team needs to be. And even in that game, Lamar missed a couple throws, but they still they brought it on defense. They pressured Andy Dalton. If you pressure Baker Mayfield, how is this going to end well for the Panthers?
It's not. And I mean, to think this team blew a couple. I mean, they should have beaten the Bills. I mean, the Ravens lost to the Giants. Let's fucking go. I love that. I love that little nugget. Keep that. Yeah, I think this team is only going to be ascending. Love laying the points here. Staying chalky. All right, Browns heading to the Buffalo Bills. All right, so I don't really know how to take this. I don't know if it's a bounce back spot. They could be reeling and maybe they get a little too tight. Bills laying 8, -380 on the money line. Browns +300. 42 is the total. I'm sure it's not weird for Brissett and the team to have Deshaun Watson back in the building. That's probably not a distraction at all.
You have to know when
Stefanski is a great coach. I'm sure he has the organization just the tip top shape, not just seamless transition. You're really taking reps away from Brissett, right? I mean, this is a problem, right? Like this
it is, and there's so much to break down on this game. One, Josh Allen. Hey, I'm a baby. The red zone turnovers aren't my fault. Wah, my UCL hurts. Wah.
Daddy's in New York now.
It's a tough game to break down because the Cleveland Browns, they got run over against the Miami Dolphins. However,
do they bounce back?
What's going to happen in this game? I thought Ward did a really pretty good job against Tyreek Hill. I mean, once the game got out of hand, it didn't matter, but I thought early on he really did a good job and they were able to pound the rock with Jeff Wilson Jr. I don't know if the Bills have a Jeff Wilson Jr. type running back. And on the other side, like the Bills aren't great defending on the run. The great equalizer here though also is the snow. Like it's supposed to be a crazy game with a ton of snow, a ton of wind. Also, you imagine this Bills team to be super desperate, right? Where Josh Allen, I think, is going to look to run even with that UCL injury, and his ability to create turnovers is still super scary. I think this could be an ugly game because of the weather, and I'm going to have to take the Browns at the points.
He's got more turnover worthy plays than Mariota. Like just let that settle in for a second. Josh Allen's back to old Josh Allen, and people don't want to talk about it. This Bills team's also looking ahead to a spot on Thanksgiving. Guess who gets the early game against Detroit?
The team's looking ahead towards Thursday night. Do we have that?
7-11-2 ATS, 8-12 straight up this year.
You know what? This game reminds me of that Ravens Baltimore game the Ravens Browns game where the Browns. They never felt like they were in the game, but they never felt like they were getting blown out. I think they have enough going on with Nick Chubb, with the running game to ugly this thing up and make it a contest. So I'm going to take the Browns +8.
Cleveland on a back-to-back road spot. That's 12-16-2 ATS, 11-19 straight up. Look, I think. I mean, here's the story. I was tracking the second half for the Giants, unrelated to the Bills, Sean. I've been tracking the Giants second half all season long. I've been doing this.
First half adjustments,
coaching adjustments.
matters.
So Giants losing the first half over the course of the season, 67-88.
Do you have the stat about their touchdowns in the second half? How there's none?
Well, hold on. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Giants in the second half outscored their opponents 120-85. All right. So let's zoom ahead to the Buffalo Bills since the bye week. Which bye week, that's normally when you adjust the offense a little bit. You make some tweaks. You come out even better. High powered, well-oiled machine. Last 3, the Bills have a negative offensive DVOA in the second half. The last 3 second half score, they lost those second halves 12-43 cumulative. 12-43. This is a Super Bowl favorite, Sean. This is a team that is supposed to lead, be one of the leaders in the clubhouse to win this. You have a quarterback turning the ball over more than anyone else in the league, or as much as anyone in the league. Kenny Pickett's kind of he's becoming an anomaly. And you have a team that is failing to make adjustments and being outscored 43-12 in the second half of games. Yeah, well, that's I know I've been fading the Bills a lot this year, but this week this feels like an obvious spot. I get it. Maybe they come out, they're world beaters, but something's going on. I mean, I think Josh Allen pressing is exactly what he did before Coach Dave's got him to understand what football's all about and calm down and focus. He looks rattled. All right, Sean, your Eagles coming off Monday night, tough loss. I mean, the Dolphins fans can pop champagne for a couple of reasons.
Kiss my ass, Larry.
2 is great, and the Dolphins, I guess, will be the only undefeated team ever. Eagles laying 6.5 here as they head to Indy. No Frank Reich to have some drama here. Indy plus 245 on the money line.
He already gave Sirianni the playbook, trying to get a job in Philly.
Oh, I'm sure Saturday brought a new one. Philly minus 300 on the money line.
Just copied the Madden plays.
44 is the total.
I mean, when Jeff Saturday was hired, I forget if this was on air or not, but Ryan said, "Awesome. We take Jeff Saturday the first week, we fade him the next week."
System play.
And we're getting the Eagles coming off a loss where they were embarrassed against the Washington Commandos. They're going to get up in a huge way. This is just now. Normally, you could talk me into maybe, hey, non-conference road spot. Maybe the Eagles don't take this as seriously as they should, but they just lost to a division opponent at home in prime time. I think they're going to get up for this game in a massive way. We saw what Devontae Adams was able to do that Colts secondary. I think AJ Brown coming off his really poor game, he's going to have a massive game. This is a wake up.
Healthy?
Yeah. It didn't seem like the ankle was that serious. So I think he's going to be good to go. This line moved from 10 to 6.5. That is crazy movement. Eagles also signed Linval Joseph. I don't know if he'll do much, but I mean, did you watch Matt Ryan? Yeah, they won that game, but it's not like he looks super great all of a sudden. I mean, he ran for 40 yards.
You know how many times Jalen Hurts has a 39-yard scramble over the last couple weeks? 0.
No, he hasn't been running as much. And I think
Matt Ryan has one.
He's going to run in this game.
Sean, I found a crazy nugget. This is just the 22 NFL season in a bottle. Matt Ryan beat Patrick Mahomes this year. This team can stop the run a little bit, and this team can run the ball a little bit.
Yeah, I mean the
Jonathan Taylor's back and healthy.
That would be
I saw
the
the Twitterverse was pointing out he went over 20 miles an hour on the advanced stats for the first time all year.
If you watch that game, he is not back. It's a lot of like 1 yard, 2 yards. He broke off that play.
He got up to speed. Is all I'm saying, Sean. Look,
you're going to see a fired up Eagles defense that's going to create turnovers against Matt Ryan. The defense created turnovers in the Monday night game. They just had some horrific fumble luck, messed the game up. Again, the refs had some horrible calls. I don't think that's the reason they lost. They got outplayed by the Commanders. I'm man enough to say that. I'm not a guy that says the refs cost them the game. The refs can be horrific piles of shit and unrelated to them losing the game.
Both things can be true.
Yeah, we live in this world where it's like it has to be one or the other.
I did enjoy putting out a some trolling and people that just there really are people out there that just want to defend referees. I don't understand.
Ref simps are you. That's why we need the refs are terrorist t-shirts. The guy who works as a youth ref kind of got to me a little bit with his comments about how we should take the refs are terrorist t-shirt down from the merch store, and it's hurting. It's hurting the ability, the interest in becoming a ref. But the fact that there were all these ref simps defending the refs, and I've said this: the offensive PI call,
I don't even go through the quotes.
The offensive pass interference that they called on Jahan Dotson against the Commanders was bullshit. But also the late hit on CJGJ, that was horrific. The no call on Dallas Goedert, the face mask that injured him and he fumbled the ball, that was horrific. And then the Brandon Graham classic no call. You don't have to call that. There's no world where you have to call that. You don't. The spirit of the rule is, hey, you're not allowed to hit guys late because you might hurt them. If a guy gets up and celebrates, that means he's not in any sort of injury or peril. It was a bullshit call top to bottom. That being said, this Eagles team is hungry as hell, and they're gonna take care of the Colts.
All right.
What are you doing, Ryan? You taking Indy?
Well, I mean, there has, as you pointed out,
I like Sirianni against Jeff Saturday week 2.
As you pointed out, there was a lot of money that came in on the Colts. Look, I think you also have an overreaction to a lot of the market being comically wrong on the Raiders last week against this Colts team and being a little butthurt about it.
Yeah.
And now being like, well, Matt
Ryan
I guess is so much better than Sam Ellinger. It's like, no, let's also
Matt Ryan, watch that game. Again, there are a lot of people giving you picks, giving you stats that don't watch the fucking game. They don't have ATVs. They don't have God's eye.
Don't get me started. These guys,
you can't walk away from that game and say Indy looked good. It's a classic situation. It's a classic. This team got embarrassed. You got the owner of the Colts tweeting out, "Hey, we told you so." Oh, you guys got mad, saying we're trying to lose. Oh, we told you so. Meanwhile, you can't take a victory lap if you're the guy that says we need to start Sam Ellinger, and then you fire the OC, and then you fire the head coach, then you bring in a guy off TV and you let him start Matt Ryan. You cannot take a victory lap, Jim Irsay. Look into Jim Irsay's ex-girlfriend. Google that one.
What are you hanging out with Colby? I'm with you actually. I'm gonna
truth's out there.
I'm gonna. Although Matt Ryan did defeat Patrick Mahomes, I'm gonna. They dumped the Gatorade.
They did.
Give me Phil.
Did you see how they celebrated?
I made this pick 2 weeks ago. It was locked in stone. I'm shocked we're getting 6.5 here. All right,
Ryan, Rocket Money, baby. Oh, have you not been using Rocket Money? Then you're just leaving money on the table. As a sports gambler, think about it. You're always looking for an extra. Imagine, you had a gambling system that paid you $4.99 a month, $7.99 a month. That's what you're missing out on with these subscriptions that you don't use. You're paying $4.99 for this music service you don't use, $7.99 for Crackle or whatever it is. I mean, who knows? They could be out of business and you're still paying them. There's so many subscriptions you sign up or you get the free trial, you forget to cancel. We've all been there, and Rocket Money helps you clean that up, gets money back into your pocket. If you don't love money, why listen to this podcast? SportsGamblingPodcast.com is where you go to learn out about the Sports Gambling Podcast. If you want to get involved in Rocket Money, you go to rocketmoney.com/SGPN. They make it super easy to cancel. Think of all those subscriptions you may have, probably a lot you forgot, save you up to hundreds of dollars a month. rocketmoney.com/SGPN. We're also brought to you by Trade Coffee. Oh man, Trade Coffee is so delicious. Favorite part of the month is when the Trade Coffee comes in the mailbox. You can smell the beans right through the mailbox. I love a delicious cup of Trade Coffee. Want one right now. And again, if you go to drinktrade.com/SGP, they'll get you set up. They're offering $30 off a subscription and access to the limited time holiday specials. Drinktrade.com/SGP. Get that perfect cup of coffee. Take your little coffee quiz. Next thing you know, you're getting a coffee that matches your taste buds. Also, this is a great gift for people in your lives for the holidays. Your mother-in-law, an aunt, you don't know what to get them. Everyone loves coffee, and especially coffee that is personalized to your taste. Easy, convenient, set it and forget it. drinktrade.com/SGP for $30 off. drinktrade.com/SGP.
All right, let's get back to it. Washington coming off that big victory. We all saw Taylor Heineke.
Oh my!
Pounding,
You want to talk
pounding
about
Busch Lights on the plane?
You want to
Chase
talk
Young.
about dumping the Gatorade? He's there sitting iced out in their plane. Even the Washington plane looks noticeably shittier. How does the Vikings plane look so much better?
Skull. Well, Washington's heading down to Houston to take on the Texans, where the Texans are 3-point home dogs, plus 140 on the money line, minus 165 for the Commanders, aka football team, aka Redskins. This is just an obvious letdown spot, right?
And I know I said Texans are an auto fade. They're in the auto fade pile, but
at 3. Hold on, we got to check this number.
Washington as a non-conference road favorite on a short week. I know you could say, "Oh, Sean, what about your Philadelphia Eagles?" The difference is the Eagles are coming off a loss. Washington is smelling themselves. Taylor Heineke just won the job. They think they figured out how to play football.
Carson Wentz isn't coming back.
Yeah, which is actually a nice bump for the Commanders. I think if anyone can match wits with Ron Rivera, it's Lovie Smith. Like, I feel like they have a similar approach to the game.
Simple.
Redskins are 18-31 against the spread after a road win since 2000. This is a back-to-back road spot, which maybe doesn't mean as much. I think the Texans, Davis Mills, I think he actually might be able to throw on this Commanders defense. Like, there was opportunities there against those safeties. I think Nico Collins is kind of an interesting DFS play, Ryan, because I think he can get behind that Commanders defense. We've seen that. Quez Watkins torched them.
He was pretty bad.
He is.
Davis Mills is bad.
He is.
The Giants secondary. Maybe there's an opportunity. He did rack up counting stats versus the Giants, but it didn't matter. Like, he threw for 300 yards, 300 irrelevant yards because they scored 16 points. He doesn't do anything but check down if the first read's not there. It's gonna be the concerning part about this is it's only Washington -3 versus a bad team, but yeah, I mean I can't. I have to take Houston here.
I know.
It's a no. This won't be a lock. This can't be a lock. But I have
Houston
to take
Houston
Houston.
+3. No,
Ron Rivera also lost his mom, and that was a big emotional spot. In the win against the Eagles.
They did it for Ron. They won in prime time. They took down the mighty Eagles. They ended their undefeated season.
I'm sure Carson Wentz practicing won't be a distraction.
Now you're going on the road against the lowly Texans. They might sneak up on you. You got to take the Texans here. It doesn't feel great though.
I wanted to bring up the money split. 60% of the tickets, but 80% of the money on the Texans. What the fuck?
Really?
What the?
See, because the stuff I was looking at had everyone all over Washington.
I think that's probably more accurate. All right. Next up, both teams coming off the bye. Jets, Patriots in New England at Gillette, -3. -165 on the money line. Jets +140. 38 is the total. Jets smelling themselves. Belichick coming off a bye. He's got a really good defense. Zach Wilson still will turn the ball over. Come on. I mean, 36-11 versus the Jets in his career. Bill Belichick. It's only 3. Why are they trapping us?
Pats are 34-6 straight up in this matchup. I mean, to me, you give Bill Belichick 2 weeks to prepare for Zach Wilson. I like their chances. What's scary though is
Mac Jones sucks.
And they're going up against Robert Saleh, who this Jets defense is legit. I mean, I think they're for real. And Sauce Gardner is going to have himself a game. I think this is going to be an what is the total set at, Ryan?
38.
I mean, does this game get to 30?
my gut reaction.
This is 17.
You smash the under there.
This is like 17-12 written all over it. I have to take Belichick owning the Jets, but I don't feel great about it. The fact that, I mean, they really needed help from Zach Wilson to have a really rough game to get that win last time. Now they were in the Meadowlands, but I'm just scared of Mac Jones. Like, he doesn't seem competent. I'm pretty surprised at how much he's regressed. And Bailey Zappi,
we're not getting Zappi hour.
Well, and maybe there was something to Mac Jones being a little banged up.
A bye.
Coming off a bye. I like the Patriots with extra time to prepare.
Would have worked better if they fired McDaniels. Get some offensive minds back. I noticed someone in the chat earlier pointed out that McDaniels can't be successful without cheating, or maybe some former players were saying that. I don't know. Look, this is all about the pass rush for New England. To me, that's all this is.
Judon, yeah. I mean, honestly, I'll say this. I think Judon is probably he's the best player in this game.
Yeah,
and he's a difference maker. I mean, he's right up there in the defensive player of the year odds. I think that could be the difference maker. He's going to create a turnover or create some third and longs that are going to end up costing the Jets the game. So give me the Pats laying the short number.
Yeah,
it's a baby fucking wheel, man.
I mean, it's still Zach Wilson versus Belichick also.
Well, yeah, and it's
system play.
John Roberts saying Jets haven't won in New England since 2008 or something.
No, Belichick doesn't lose to the Jets.
No,
he really
he's not going to lose.
He
to
hates
them
the
or
whole
the Browns.
organization. All right, Lions. Jared Goff, back-to-back road spot, heading to New York to take on the Giants. Giants laying 3 here, -170 on the money line. Detroit +145. 45 is the total. Jared Goff on the road, 110-1 in his last 12 starts.
Coming off a win though, can the Lions win 3 games in a row? Last time they did that, November 2017.
No, they can't.
Jared Goff against the blitz though, 65% of his passes, 8.2 yards per attempt when blitzed.
Are you suggesting he's going to play well in the cold weather here? Last 4 back-to-back road spots is 0-4.
Detroit, I think they can run the ball. I think Jamaal Williams could have a big game, Ryan. Are you worried about Jamaal Williams?
Look, I think the Giants have given up yards to folks, and then they make a play when they need to because they confuse the quarterback when they need to. Wink's defense has worked when he's been able to create a little bit of confusion, and I think Jared Goff is confusable. Period. Now they have a nice. They
did win in Chicago last week, so maybe
what does that mean?
Maybe Goff excels in the cold weather.
Oh, stop it! It wasn't cold. We discussed this.
Yeah.
Look, I think
Daniel Jones is a favorite scare.
You're stretching yourself pretty thin if you're talking yourself into taking Jared Goff here on the road in a spot where this Detroit team what's their record, Sean? Is it up to 3 wins this year? Remember, everyone's darling, the Detroit Lions.
No, you got to take the Giants here. I'm
5-5 ATS.
This is the stinkiest lines of all stinky lines.
Why is it stinky?
Because the Giants are 7-2 and the Lions are 3-6.
If neither team can throw a pass, who wins the game?
I think that's what we're going to see.
We are expecting potentially like high wins, like old school metal.
I think Jamaal Williams is underrated. That being said, I will take the Giants. Although
Evan Neal practicing.
Ryan, I was thinking about it. What do you think about the idea that
Kenny Galladay fell off a boat in a fishing accident? Strangely, I don't know why he was fishing this time of year.
This 2022 Giants team.
Did you hear what Saquon Barkley called Dan Jones in the huddle?
What?
Vanilla Vic.
Really?
Yeah. You like that? I know you do a little bit. Anyway, your point.
2022 New York Giants 7-2. Plus
ATS
and straight up ATS plus 14 on the points differential. I'm like, you know what? This Giants team reminds me of another team. I was racking my brain.
Oh, I like this.
Do you know what team they remind me of?
What is that?
The 2016 New York Giants.
Oh, here we go.
First year head coach. A quarterback that they don't believe in long term. That went 11-5 plus 27 6-point differential.
Like Ben McAdoodle.
No. Oh, you liked him at the time.
No,
right?
I did not.
Yeah. Oh, you were not. You were talking a ton of shit when they were going against Packers going into that playoff game.
Oh, of
Pull
course.
the tape.
But I was not a fan of the coach. I was a fan of the team.
I
Eli,
remember you grew your hair out long. You slicked it back. You said McAdoo is the truth. I remember it all.
How is he still working in the league? All right, yeah,
he's a genius.
You got to lay back.
I'm taking the Giants, but it doesn't feel great.
Oh, it feels great. Dan Jones, 7-2 ATS, baby. Never look back. All right, Rams heading to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Saints -3.5, -200 on the money line. Rams +170. 39 is the total. Sounds like we're going to have Stafford back.
Really?
Question mark?
Because I thought he was still in the concussion protocol.
Is this just their way of shutting him down for the year? Like,
I got to do some TV interviews. But but the problem is they have no first round picks. So if he's tanking, it really doesn't help them out.
They don't want to get him hurt.
Do they really care?
That's what's come out about the Colts situation. Is like there's some insurance thing, and Irsay didn't want to have to pay out some $10 million policy on Matt Ryan if he gets hurt or fails a physical. And so that's why they said put that fucker in the cooler and don't bring him back out on the field. And then Jeff Saturday went rogue and just said, "Fuck." All right, so this line. What does this line tell you? That Stafford's not playing.
More
this is Stafford playing.
More importantly, Cooper Kupp
is out.
I think once Wolford gets announced, this goes up to 6. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way.
The problem is the Saints continue to start Andy Dalton. We know what we got with Andy Dalton.
This is going to be a Taysom Hill game. That's my bold prediction.
This is actually kind of an interesting game for DFS because I think both these defenses are pretty bad and kind of underrated for how bad they are. Sean McVay probably shopping around, looking for some TV work.
Well,
Ben Skoranek breakout game loading. Sean McVay is good, 9-4 ATS after losing as a favorite. This is a back-to-back road spot for the Rams. Or no, the Rams are at home, right? Yeah.
They
were they in Arizona?
They were at home last week.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this would love to hear the news that someone else is starting at quarterback, but what about this? Sean Payton, he's friendly with Sean McVay. The Seans stick together, and Taysom Hill needs a healthy spot to go and be a quarterback. What if this is a tryout for Taysom Hill, a big Taysom Hill game? I don't see any reason. I don't understand the 65% of tickets that are on the Rams.
Really?
You have to have confidence that Stafford is playing. Wofford looked horrible. It dawned on me, Sean. We're basing everything on that dude from that playoff game 2 years ago. Like, he didn't look good. Colt McCoy was noticeably better than him, and while Colt McCoy is probably one of the better backups in the league, he looked horrible. So you don't have Cooper Kupp. No one else. I mean, think about it, Sean. We've been discussing where is the number 2 option going to come from for this Rams team when they had Cooper Kupp. What's going to happen when they don't have that? This might be one of the worst. We could see an absolute bloodbath.
And their offensive line, the guy filling in for Noteboom.
This is lock potential, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I know the Saints aren't great, but at home they can play a little defense from time to time. And if you had an offensive line for the Rams, I'd believe that McVay could scheme something up. But they don't have that.
See, I'm worried I'm talking myself into the Saints because the Eagles have the Saints pick, which right now is 4th.
So you want them to lose?
Yeah.
I don't think they lose this game.
I'll take the Saints at home.
I think. Last week's game should tell you a lot about the Rams. They might be trash.
They're horrible.
There was a garbage touchdown there to close the gap a little bit.
Yeah, I'm with you. Take the Saints.
Moving along.
Oh, Ryan.
The Bears.
This is the Ryan game.
They had
your love of the Atlanta Falcons and your hatred of Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, all-world player, just can't get a dub. Wins don't matter, Sean. Atlanta coming off Thursday Night Football, hosting the Bears. Bears, what a dramatic win. Oh wait, they didn't win the game. Atlanta laying 3, -170 on the money line. Bears +145. 49 is the total. All right, so I understand.
You have to take the Chicago Bears here. I know it's a public spot because Atlanta has completely fallen apart, Ryan.
But Chicago is so bad against the run. They are so bad against the run. They are so bad.
Falcons are bad against run and pass. I mean, they let Deontay Foreman run all over them.
I agree with that.
You got David Montgomery in a smash spot. I think we're at Justin Fields.
The hype on Justin Fields is too much right now.
In a dome on turf is no match for this Falcon. Ryan, Justin Fields is everything Marcus Mariota dreamed to be.
Oh my goodness, what are you doing? You're embarrassing yourself with words.
No,
like
I know the public's going to be on the Bears. And you can take the Bears as a dog. I made the mistake of taking them as a favorite last week. You can take them as a dog. I get it. Their defense is kind of falling apart, but
they play no defense.
They have players that are responding to Justin Fields. The guy's a leader, and
76% of tickets and 80% of dollars are on the Bears. Come on, dude. Public dogs. Lots of fleas in this situation.
No, I can't take
Falcons haven't covered in a month.
Yeah, and there's a reason. You can't take the Falcons as a favorite.
We've gotten to a point where the Falcons.
Who's a better thrower of the football? For me, it's Justin Fields is the better thrower of the football by a wide margin.
Oh,
did you see Marcus Mariota? Did you see what happened in Poland?
He makes a couple bad.
Did you see what happened in Poland, Ryan? They said Marcus Mariota was launching the rocket.
Oh my god.
Missed Russia, hit Poland. It's a real tragic story.
Oh my!
I don't know what he's doing over there, but
I mean, first time in the history of the sports gambling podcast, I feel like we might get canceled.
John Roberts saying, "Sean, I thought you had public dogs have fleas." Well, that's more of Ryan's catchphrase, but you got to make exceptions. You can't take the Falcons as favorites.
Sean also not a huge problem with fleas. Moving along to 1:05 p.m.
Yeah, I mean, what have fleas ever done to you?
I mean, if Colby was here, he'd be defending the Bears as well. He's a Bear guy.
He would not take a team. I don't know. He said George House is rolling over in his grave.
Playing in a dome. All right. 105 kick here on the West Coast. The Las Vegas Raiders. They're heading to Denver. A little elevation here to take on Russ and the Broncos. Denver -3. This was 2.5 for much of the week. I was very prepared to potentially lock up the 2.5 with the Broncos. Raiders are an auto fade. I'm a little worried that everyone is going to boomerang or a slingshot and kind of fade them this week because they screwed them last week. But I'm not seeing tremendously public side in the Broncos, which I guess makes sense because Russ has been horrible. So here's the handicap for me. The Raiders they're not good on defense. Their offense gets stuck in the mud. Josh McDaniels makes no adjustments.
Yeah.
3 of the 8 17-point second half blown leads in the history of the Raiders franchise have happened this year under Josh McDaniels' tutelage. I mean, low key,
he started out 6-0, and then he's like 7-20 since.
Low key, he's
7-27 or something.
He's so bad that Matt Patricia wasn't a downgrade on the offensive side for the Patriots. So there's no handicap for me. It's Denver. I'm laying the points with Denver.
You have to take Denver. It's so horrible. If the Broncos had scored 18 points, Ryan, in each of their games, they'd be 8-1.
I love that stat.
That is insane. I feel for Broncos fans because their entire time they go, we have such a good defense, but we have Teddy Bridgewater. We have such a good defense, but we have Drew Lock. We have such a good defense. We just need that. Not even Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, just like a top 10 quarterback.
Anything.
A top 10 quarterback with that defense. Imagine a guy who could just get you 20 points a game. And now they stuck with this version of Russell Wilson, which is an insane.
What are the Raiders going to do? They beat him last time, so there's even revenge on the table here.
Revenge on the table,
but
Raider dome team going outdoors in cold weather.
Also, just we watched like Tennessee couldn't run the ball. Tennessee's very good at running the ball. Tennessee couldn't really run the ball against them.
Home team has won 11 out of the last 13 meetings, so you have the flow chart aspect going for you as well. Devontae Adams even said we don't have enough guys that are fully bought in. Derek Carr is crying his eyes out.
He
looks like a senior that realizes he's not going to get to play with his buddies anymore.
Where is the former interim head coach for the Raiders? Bisaccia,
special teams for the Packers. He was the gel that kept this team together. Even Nathaniel Hackett, he has a similar take on this game. Quote, somebody's got to win this game. How do you say that as the Broncos head coach?
That is the most shocking part of the Hackett experience. Is his interview skills are horrible. How did he interview for a head coaching job and get the job? All right, Sean.
Dolchich, I think, could have an interesting game because the Broncos are just treading on thin ice. Like all their skill guys are knocked up or knocked out.
Well, Judy, it went from like he could be done for the year to he's might play this week.
But is he going to be 100%?
I don't know, but that's
KJ Hamler's dealing with stuff. I'm just saying they're going to be super thin. I think
Hinton might get some reps.
Dolchich is interesting in DFS. Ryan, this made me think of an interesting hypothetical. Bigger whiff for the Broncos this year, their quarterback or their head coach?
It's the quarterback because the head coach doesn't carry any sort of cap response. Like
right, but yeah, and that's probably the answer for that. But cap aside, just this year, who has been worse, Nathaniel Hackett or Russell Wilson?
Oh, the coach. I don't think we've seen a coaching performance like this. He's an offensive guy. He's got the best defense in the league, and he can't muster 17 points. What was the number? 18 points. Can't muster 18 points. That's Matt Rule shit. I mean, we just watched this with Matt Rule. One win when the other team scored more than 17 points. We just saw this with Matt Rule.
And to that point, I want to say I think the bigger whiff is on the head coach, or he's been worse.
Oh, by a mile.
And I don't mean to take Russell Wilson deserves a shit ton of blame.
Russ also made us a bunch of money over the years.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Nathaniel Hackett to us?
No, he's
a jabron.
He's fresh fish. He's a slapdick. I mean, you saw Brian Dable, right? Brian Dable, Ryan, came into your New York Giants, and someone argued Daniel Jones has a limited skill set, and he created an offense where Daniel Jones would succeed. He said, "Hey, this is what Daniel Jones can do right.
That's culture.
This is what he can't do. I'm going to make him seem like a winner." And Nathaniel Hackett hasn't done that, and the clock management, all that stuff. It's close though. Russ has been really bad too.
The defense and the home edge is enough for me to take the Broncos. You agree?
Yeah, I don't know how much of a home edge they have anymore, but it's cold weather.
You think there's gonna be more Raiders fans there?
No, but I'm saying
this is a game they can win, dude. You say they just don't want to support the team.
I mean,
the coach is so.
Do you remember them booing when they went to overtime?
But they're still there. They're kind of Midwestern. They're almost Midwestern. They'll be there.
No, they were. It's rare to see Broncos fans pissed off, but they were pissed
Dick
off.
Olson told me he's still gonna go. He has tickets to see them play the Chiefs at night. Still gonna go. All right, Dallas heads.
Remember when they beat the 49ers at home? How the hell did that happen? 11-10. These
Defense.
Scores. Remember the Colts game?
Does Las Vegas score 18 points? Probably not. Surprised this total is 41.5. We were discussing with the Patriots Jets total being 38. I think this total should be lower, right? Denver can't score, and Denver.
Sorry, what was it?
It's 41.5.
Oh my God! No way these teams.
We're not totals guys, but that feels like an under.
No, and the Derek Carr's mascara is gonna run in the cold weather, and it's not a good look. You ever taken a chick out in cold weather with the eye makeup? It's a mess.
Prods are always getting cold. Dallas heads to Minnesota.
They don't do well.
Speaking of cold, but it's inside because they're playing at the Spaceship. Vikings a home dog +1.5. +105 on the money line. Dallas -125. 48 is the total. This is, I believe, one of 3 8-1 teams to ever be a home dog.
Wow,
something silly like that. Minnesota continues to be the worst blah and one team ever. You like that? They won. I mean, the Vikings in the last 5 years have been a part of two of the most. Just the most ridiculous,
wins.
Like my brain had already checked out, processed the game, moved on, kind of games, and then and then the game changes.
The funny thing is with Bills fans, like that loss against the Vikings, every other fan base that would be historic. There would be a name, the butchering in Buffalo, the atrocity in Orchard Park, but they have like the the Music City Miracle, the Wide Right. Like they've had so many soul crushing losses. And shout out to Buffalo, a great fan base who really loves football. I feel for them.
Has Josh Allen replaced Scott Norwood in Buffalo Bills lore?
They'll never say anything negative about Josh Allen. Check out my clip on social media about pointing out that he's costing them their games. The thing here is, one, I'll never pick the Cowboys, but
true.
And I think what you have to worry about as the Vikings is this is an emotional letdown spot, certainly, right? But here's what they have going for them. One, Dalvin Cook seemingly came back to life in that game. He was really off everyone's radar. It seemed to have the explosiveness back. They are a completely different team at home. Justin Jefferson is on the injury report with a toe injury. That was a late add, so that's a little worrisome. But here's what we have going. Matchup wise, I think Kirk Cousins can handle. The only guy I'm really worried about is Micah Parsons for the Cowboys, fucking up that Vikings offensive line, which I think is a real possibility. We haven't really seen him, and maybe some's with the bye week, whatever. I can't remember what was like the last game he really had a profound impact.
I mean, I think part of it is we often check out and don't watch the Cowboys games to avoid the reality that they're covering spreads and they might.
It's true.
They might be a decent, but so if I'm looking at his game log, I mean, he's had 2 quarterback hits in the past 4 games.
I'm just saying recently quiet for Micah Parsons.
Two
I don't
quarterback.
know what to make it.
So over his last 4 games, 2 quarterback hits, 3 tackles for loss. Like he had a 2-sack game. The same game he hit, it was Jared Goff.
Yeah,
he
well,
really has not been.
One, it was like a bye week. I don't think he did a ton in Green Bay. The Monday night or Sunday night game against the Eagles, they seem to do a good job neutralizing him with the read option. I don't know. That's something to keep an eye on. Last but not least, breaking news. Hot off the presses over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com. The ref report.
Oh, yes.
Points out this is a good spot for the Minnesota Vikings. Home teams were 10-5 straight up and 9-6 against the spread. This season, home teams have been 7-2 straight up and 6-3 against the spread with this ref crew. So the refs are loving them some home cooking. Let's go Vikes.
Who is it? Clay Martin?
I think Clay Martin. Yes.
He's also an under guy, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I mean, obviously we're not taking the Cowboys. That would be disgusting. Stay tuned to my teaser.
Oh, I mean, this is a beautiful teaser leg, and you're right. Clay Martin is the guy. It is his ref crew.
Yeah, I mean, the wrong team's clearly favored here. I think like McCarthy taking a team on the road with Dak, like things got weird when Dak came back.
Well, and all the Cowboys fans, you beat Cooper Rush. It shouldn't even count. It's backup quarterback. Has Dak Prescott looked noticeably better than Cooper Rush? Again, I'm a hater, but has he looked way better than Cooper Rush?
I mean, honestly, Dak Prescott, at one point it was like, holy shit, the Cowboys might have found a guy. And I'll be honest, I'm no longer worried about.
No, and Cowboys won these 3 Dak Prescott games. They beat the Lions 24-6, and even that game was like 10-6 going into the 4th quarter, and the Lions turnovers kind of carried them. And even the Bears game where it got out of hand 49-29, but again, a lot of that was that weird fumble recovery for a touchdown. I guess that was a good Micah Parsons game. I mean, that play alone, but and then they lose on the road. He hasn't looked great, and the offense hasn't looked in sync with him returning.
So I'm looking at the numbers right now, and Dak does not have enough going on to qualify, but he is not noticeably better in any, like, QBR 61 for Cooper Rush, 52.9 for Dak Prescott, DVOA 4.7 for Dak, 0.7 for Cooper Rush, DYAR 137 for Dak in a limited 124 for there's not a huge difference here.
Yeah,
they might be the same quarterback, which which means excellent news for haters of the Cowboys. All right, this game was flexed out of Sunday Night Football. The Bengals coming off the bye, heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Mike Tomlin, back-to-back weeks as a home dog. Let's go. Steelers +4, +160, -190 for the Bengals. 41 is the total. I mean, obviously Mike Tomlin regresses towards 500. Are they fully back against the wall? What's their record right now, Sean? Steelers are 3-6, which means, they don't have too many more losses left in them.
No.
And this is a team they've already beat. So you do have revenge coming back with Cincy.
But you also have 4 points. I mean, the Bengals secondary have had real issues. I kind of think we saw the best version of this Steelers team so far against the Saints. You saw TJ Watt wrecking the offense, creating a ton of opportunity. I mean, it's awesome to watch defensive football like that. Like he changes the game. He changes the team.
And he's back.
Yeah, and he's back, and he looked amazing. He was just in on every play. It was fun to watch.
Hot or not.
I mean, he's insane. Bengals still don't have
Russ in his
Chase.
prime or TJ Watt in his prime.
Jalen Warren, I thought
he looked great.
Had a nice spark. George Pickens continues to improve and have solid games. I think getting Chase Claypool out of the mix is good for them. Bengals are good against the Steelers ATS if they lost to them previously in that same season. Although I think some of that was probably mostly as a dog, against.
Oh
like,
yeah,
like when
sure.
the Steelers were better. Bengals as a 4-point road favorite. I don't know if I can sign off on it.
I mean, when we saw this, I think it opened at 5. Immediately, I was like, "Oh, this is not right." So, yeah, I guess Kenny Pickett could lose us this game.
He could, but I think he played like a pretty tight to the vest. I don't remember a lot of.
Does this close at 3? Does this get down to 3?
I don't think so. I think 3.5. Yeah. But 3, I think people pound the Bengals because they think the Bengals are just such a much better team. But the Bengals are just dealing with so many injuries.
I mean, and like the basic handicap needs to be we just need to remember if you can get a pass rush and you can disturb Burrow, you're going to have success. The other side of this too, Sean. I mean, last time we saw the Bengals, they were running it up on the Panthers. So, yeah, obvious play.
But I mean, Chidobe Awuzie, Trey Flowers, likely.
You just had to squeeze that in. I like that. Yeah, home dog.
And last but not least, do we think we get Minka back?
I don't know. I mean, it was surprising that he wasn't in last week. I'll say yes. I mean, I don't have any real good information there other than optimistic.
Well,
fans
he was close last week, but he wasn't close. I forgot. I thought it was an ankle thing for some reason. It's an appendix. So I don't know. That's tough to call because it's like, is he just gonna?
All right, I found some practice game tape. All right,
he's out there practicing.
Yeah, he's doing cardio at practice.
All right, then I think there's a decent chance he plays. All right, either way, Pittsburgh has a home dog, right?
Burrow made.
I saw the quote.
Burrow made a joke that Minka should just wait another week. I mean, why are you poking the bear?
Yeah, Steelers defense.
Minka Fitzpatrick.
Steelers defense can create some turnovers. The reason the Bengals, it's a very simple flow chart with the Bengals. Does the team have a pass rush?
Yeah.
If they do, yes, don't bet on the Bengals. If no, then bet on the Bengals. And TJ Watt is their pass rush. It's that simple.
Minka Fitzpatrick on his appendix. I was trying to get them to take it out after the game, but they told me no. Dog. All right, the game that was flexed into Sunday night, the Kansas City Chiefs heading to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. Boy, that stadium is gonna be filled with red. Chiefs -5.5, -250 on the money line. Chargers +205. 50 is the total. If Herbert doesn't throw the pick 6 in Kansas City, they probably win that game.
Yeah, it's fair.
Now, pretty amazing adjustment. I guess we're just truly just done pretending like the Chargers have a home field.
San Diego Superchargers, charge.
Well, and interesting, this came up on the ref report. Sean Hockley is a very strong home ref. Underdogs are hitting at 72.9% against the spread last 24 games for Hockley, and home teams are 7-2 straight up. I would say I don't think the Chargers are the home team. I think there's a lot of people coming in for this Chiefs game. The issue is Herbert is good as a dog, but 4-0-1 ATS. If your dog is 6 or more, Chargers are 16-25 ATS in Los Angeles.
They do know how to play the Chiefs, though.
They do, but Andy Reid versus Brandon Staley, love that matchup. And the Chargers just lost a couple of their defensive tackles. Like their injury mess just can't get any worse. Maybe they get Keenan Allen back. Maybe they get Mike Williams back.
Are we Keenan Allen might play?
I mean, he might play every week. So I'm tired of this game with Keenan Allen. But really, if it's for me, no Bosa. I mean, that was the real reason why I thought they hung around in that game against the Chiefs. Bosa was there. He was rushing the passer. He was making Patrick Mahomes think about it. I don't know if they have a pass rush right now. You saw Jimmy G sit back. He had plenty of time. Their rush defense is horrible.
So the last 3 years in Kansas City, Chargers win 38-21, Chargers win 30-24, Chiefs win 27-24. Like we said, in a game the Chargers probably should have won by a field goal. Last 3 games in Los Angeles, Chiefs win in overtime 23-20. Chiefs win in overtime 34-28. That's pretty interesting to me. If you want to stretch it out even further, the Chiefs have won 8 straight in Los Angeles, Sean. This is just there's a flow chart element to this. And while yes, they wouldn't have covered one of these matchups, or 2 actually, they would have covered all the rest. So I see no reason to avoid doing what we're supposed to do, which is fade the Chargers when they're at home.
Yeah. I got cute. I took the 49ers, although man, they almost covered that. This is a Chiefs spot all the way, folks.
And I think the fact that the line is so adjusted from what it probably was before the year, like what was this line preseason? Chiefs minus 2.5, probably something like that.
No,
so
3.5.
You think that this was Chiefs minus 3.5 before the season in LA?
Yeah. The idea.
You think this only moved 2 points from the beginning of the season?
Maybe 3. The idea that the Chiefs don't have, that the Chargers don't have a home field advantage, I think is something that's been factored.
Do the Chiefs have a home field?
The Chiefs, yeah.
So this was only Chiefs minus 4 week 2.
Okay.
When it was in Kansas City on a Thursday night on a short week. So you're maybe even given more home edge, which means you're saying they're 1 to 2 points better on a neutral, 1 point better on a neutral. Now you're saying they're 5.5 points better on a neutral. Yeah. I'm just saying that's a big line adjustment. People might that's what will draw people to the Chargers, I think. So I'm actually back. Yeah, I think this would have been Chiefs a small. The look ahead would have been Chiefs a small favorite, like Chiefs minus 1.
Okay.
Or like the preseason line. So it's a big move. So but I'm still on the Chiefs. Just talking it out, you know.
I'm with you, Chiefs all the way.
All right, let's head to Mexico City. I'd be pissed if I lost a home game. And I might have written this upside down, but I'd be pissed if I lost.
I think Arizona is the home, quote unquote, home team.
I would be pissed if I lost a home divisional game. Like these international games, you can't take away a home divisional game.
That's a huge spot.
It's a huge disadvantage for Arizona.
They should all be non-conference.
Niners -8, -365 on the money line. Cardinals +290. 43.5 is the total. Niners do appear to be dialing it up and getting ready to go full bore. We saw the hilarious
Niners, dude.
The hilarious 10-2 Jimmy G in games
when not throwing a touchdown
where he doesn't
pass.
throw a touchdown. I was listening to the Football Outsiders, and they actually kind of expanded to who the other quarterbacks were in that range, Sean. It's all elite guys. Strangely, it's like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Otto Graham. So I don't know if it's just a pure coincidence, but Jimmy G is just the leader of men. You saw the way he was sitting on that sideline for the Warriors game, and every
all the
single
cheerleaders came
Warriors
by to say
cheerleader had to come say hi to Jim. Christian McCaffrey. No one gave a shit about him. George Kittle. He looks weird like a caveman. Everyone wanted to talk to Jimmy G. Oh, I mean, look, I can appreciate beauty in a building. Or another man get lost in his eyes. I mean, Jimmy G is a fine Italian, Sean. He's representing. How do you lay the 8 points with Jimmy G? You can't lay the 8 points with Jimmy G.
I disagree because you're dealing
Colt McCoy. Come on.
Tons of elevation. So you have Colt McCoy who's dealing with a minor knee injury, or Kyler
who doesn't try hard when he's hurt.
Will he have a VPN? How can he access his game? I don't know.
Oh, they have Call of Duty in Mexico. Won't be a problem. Just different servers.
I'm worried an unhealthy Colt McCoy. The elevation thing I think is real. So I think if you have a physical offense and Bosa on the other side with the 49ers, you can just kind of put the pedal to the metal and just beat the shit out of this Cardinals team. A team that doesn't probably want to be in this game, doesn't want to be a part of the season. One of the few dogs they had on their team, Zach Ertz, is gone. I know it's crazy to take 8 points in an international game. Hollywood Brown does look like he's going to play.
It's barely an international game. It's, if anything, it's a Niners home game. Like there will be more Niners fans than Cardinals fans based on my scouting of the situation.
Yeah. I mean, Kyle Shanahan is a big favorite, always a bit of a problem, and Jimmy G is a big favorite, always a big of a problem. But can't you just imagine Christian McCaffrey having a huge game against this Cards defense?
Yeah. Are you watching Hard Knocks? Do we have a Hard Knocks angle here?
No, I have not been watching
Hard
Knocks mid-season.
A fade Hard Knocks.
Oh, of the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they got that Colt McCoy bump that you get in game one with a backup quarterback, and now it's going to fall all apart.
Yeah, I mean that my gut tells me to lay the points in this one. It just feels like we're going to be eating some of that Niners Super Bowl favorite, Super Bowl contender bullshit after this week. Although, Sean, we do have to discuss this. Christian McCaffrey sharing carries with Elijah Mitchell. What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
acting like some people don't have heavy amounts of money invested in Christian McCaffrey this year.
I think I'm hoping, at least as a Christian McCaffrey owner, and I do use the word owner because I do own him.
Yeah,
he is my fantasy football
in the fantasy
property.
Game we're playing. Recharge your mana, Sean.
I think a lot of it was game script where they realized how bad the Chargers rush defense was, and they're like, hey, let's get Elijah Mitchell some looks. Slightly concerning, but I think I just don't see how this Arizona team can slow them down. 8 points is a lot, though. I think the difference is going to be Bosa creating some turnovers.
I'm just
Bosa versus Colt McCoy. I don't want to be on the other side. I just can't do it.
I think, I don't want to flip my pick, but I'm really tempted to take the Cardinals here.
No, I get it. The Jimmy G big favorite, Kyle Shanahan big favorite, but I think maybe you throw some of that out when you go.
Give me Arizona. I'm gonna bet on Colt McCoy being there.
All right,
but boy, San Francisco as a T is pretty awesome.
I'll stick with San Francisco.
Let me look. Hold on. The final answer will be determined based on the money.
All right. While you're doing that, Ryan, I'm going to remind people we're brought to you by Babbel. Hey, maybe you're going down to the game in Mexico City to see Los 49ers and Los Cardinals do battle. Wouldn't it be awesome to be able to talk to people about NFL football in their native language, aka Espanol? You could be doing that if you're signed up over on Babbel. Again, Babbel makes it super easy. They got 10-minute lessons. Next thing you know, 3 weeks later, you're able to have a conversation with someone in another language. They've sold over 10 million subscriptions. They got a 20-day money-back guarantee in case you don't like it, but I couldn't imagine you wouldn't like it. Also, Babbel, perfect gift to send to someone. again, there's a lot of people in your life. Oh, I don't know what to get them. Get them something cool, something different, like Babbel, learning a new language. Right now, if you use our promo code, aka our link, you can get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/SGP. That's BABBEL.com/SGP for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life.
All right.
And Ryan, as C Donkey 28 points out, shout out to C Donkey. He's a Spotify listener, new watcher on the YouTube.
Okay, what's up, dude?
C Donkey pointing out, Kyler's out. Warzone 2 released today. So,
but I think I like Colt McCoy better.
I know. I don't know what to make of this game.
I'm staying with it. Give me the points.
Colt McCoy in 8 points. I could see the case, but I'll
do worse. Just
the physicality that this 49ers team can bring against the Cardinals. I'm sticking.
I'm worried they're going to be the home team, like by a mile. But I kind of like Colt McCoy on this team. I mean, he's at least a try hard. Like at some point, these players have to realize Kyler's a bitch.
Yeah,
and Colt McCoy's a winner.
Small dog energy for Kyler.
All right,
time for the locked dog and tease.
Happy birthday.
As always, head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. Get your own lock dog tease. Kramer, what do you got?
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Oh, I was gonna you know, if you want to go first. Last week, let's see, how do we do? Yeah, we did all right.
That's the problem. We're not super hot. We're not super cold. We're warm.
All right, so why don't you go first this time?
All right, I'll go first. Okay. Boy, all right. Here's what I'm thinking. Do I lock up the Eagles?
Oh no.
Why?
Because this is a dangerous part of their schedule. We're finding out who they are.
All right, because of that shitty comment. First lock, the Philadelphia Eagles -6.5. If you're scared, buy a dog. Let's go.
Okay.
For my dog, I do I take the Browns, man. I don't know. I don't know if the Bills can lose that many games in a row.
You don't want to feel like an asshole when Josh is just bending the entire team over.
I'm gonna keep it simple. For my second lock, I'll go New England -3.
Have you been on them every week?
I've been on them a number of times because there's been, I mean, it's Sam Ellinger, Zach Wilson, and now Zach Wilson again.
It's the third time in 4 weeks that you've locked up the Patriots.
And they've covered every time, right?
Yeah, if you go back to week 6, you've only I think like 5 out of
I mean,
4 out of 6 weeks.
Hey,
you've locked up the Patriots.
If it's not broken, don't fix it. So my dogs, I like Pittsburgh +4 on the money line. Houston +3. If I'm going to take the Texans to win, I want a little juicier price, right?
I mean, I guess. What do you think the Commanders are? What is a Commander anyway?
It's a good point. They are away from. They're not playing with Brownie the Elf, which is usually a good sign. Vikings. That's not even a dog. Steelers. I already took the Steelers week 1 when they beat them. Can they do it again? You know what? Give me the Cleveland Browns +300 on the money line.
Whoop.
Let's go.
Dog.
Hey, nice work, Sean. That was excellent.
For my tees, San Francisco down to 2, Pittsburgh up to 10, and then last but not least, Minnesota +7.5. Some long teaser situation there, Kramer.
That was well done, Sean.
Thank you.
Lock number 1. We're going to lay 13 with Baltimore. Lock number 2, we're going to take Pittsburgh +4.
Okay. That's a good lock, actually. Yeah.
And for my dog, I guess I can't get away with a, you know what? Give me Arizona +290.
Okay.
Dog.
What's your tease, Ryan?
Well, obviously Minnesota up to 7.5.
Yeah. It's classic tease.
Standard
if you're playing
issue.
a tease with Minnesota 7.5, are you really even teasing?
Give me the Chiefs +0.5.
Oh, that's should have got that in there.
You didn't think about that. Actually, hold on. Abort. No. Put it back on there. I was realizing I had initially meant to lock up the Saints. And for the
I thought Saints were going to be one of your locks.
scratch my Ravens lock.
New Orleans minus 3.5.
That's a lock.
And why don't you put Ravens in your tees then?
Yeah, perfect.
So Baltimore minus 7.
Perfect. Also love the first half.
Yeah, remember when they were covering every first half? All right, so for our circuit card, New Orleans minus 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you can throw Philly in there.
Pittsburgh +4. Philly minus 6.5. The fact that there's public money on the Colts is egregious. New England minus 3. And then I think we got a couple options here. You can take Cleveland.
Fade Jared Goff.
You want to put the Giants?
No, let's do. I mean, I still like Baltimore a lot.
All right, Baltimore minus, was it 13?
Yeah.
So our Circa Millions card: New Orleans minus 3.5, Pittsburgh +4, Eagles minus 6.5, and New England minus 3. Baltimore minus 3. 4 favorites, only 1 dog. Right. Well, the favorites are due.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
They are. Hey, make sure to enter our World Cup contest exclusively on the SGPN app. $250 cash and a $250 SGPN gift card up for grabs. Make sure you use that promo code Dallas Sucks. 10% off between now and Thanksgiving on all the SGPN merch. For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Sean, Dan Jones, best ATS record in the National Football League.
Kramer, let it ride.
Terrific snatch.